magnetic movement of a revolving electron and the gyromagnetic ratio. We have considered a revolving electron in a circular path. So this electron is revolving in this circular path whose radius is r. Okay, so small introduction is this one. Now if you see here properly, we know that the direction of current will be opposite to the flow of electron, and this is revolving in the circle. It means that this electron is producing a current, because whenever the charges moves, whenever the electron moves, it will produce a current, and the direction of that current is opposite to the direction of motion of the electron, because it is a negative charge. So it is revolving in a circular coil. Then what we can say is this circular path can be treated as a circular current carrying flow. Why? Because this electron is producing a current I. Okay, the electron coil. The electron revolving in a circular path produces a current, say I. Thus, this circular path can be treated as a current carrying circular coil. Okay, so this is producing a current because this is revolving in a circular path. If it is producing a current, then this circular path can be treated as a circular coil. And we know that the magnetic dipole moment or magnetic moment of a circular coil is, therefore, the magnetic moment m vector, which can also be written as mu vector. Both are same. Some book will write m vector and some book will write mu vector. In fact, m and mu are same. M is in English, UK, and mu is also m in Greek. So we know that this is equal to how much? Think it. We have done it. It is n I a vector. Okay. Now in the next steps, I will not put the vectors here. Okay. It is always, you can always put it, but I will not put the vectors. So what is n? N is number of turns of coil, but here n is number of cycles. Okay. So for one complete cycle, so one complete cycle, n is equal to 1. Okay. So therefore what we can write, this you can write m or mu also. I will just write mu is equal to IA. So this is equation 1 without putting the vector, or we can also put like this. So this is my equation number 1. Now this is the magnetic moment or magnetic dipole moment for this one complete cycle of electron. So I will write it here. Mu is equal to IA vector, equation 1. Now I want to find the current. Okay, this is for the coil. Now I want to find the current I, because this current is produced by electron. Now let us find the current I, which is equal to Q by T, and in this case what is Q? That is my electron, that is with negative charge, divided by T. Okay, so here what is this negative sign? Okay, negative represent that the direction of current is opposite to the direction of electron. It means that this negative sign means that direction of current is opposite to the direction of electron, or the direction of velocity of electron, because electron is moving in this direction, anti-clockwise, like this. Okay, so whenever electrons move in this direction, the current will go in this direction. They are opposite. So only the purpose of this negative sign is that it represents the direction of current and direction of electric charge, that is electron, are opposite. Okay, now what I can write is, we got E, and what is T? T is the time period. Okay, T is time period of one complete cycle. So from this point it started traveling, it is moving, and it reached here, the same point. Then how much time will this electron take is my T, that is time period for one complete cycle. Now I have to find the time period. Now to do so, I know that speed is equal to, I will use this, speed equal to distance upon time, isn't it? Now I want to find time. So this is, time is equal to, you bring this here, then the speed will go down. This is my speed and this is distance. Okay. Now how much is the distance? So this is time is equal to, how much is the distance traveled by this electron? It is a length of this circle, which is called circumference. So this is circumference, right? Then what is the speed? The speed of the electron is v. Okay, so therefore what I can write is time period T is equal to, what is circumference? Is 2 pi r. From this you can write it at the side, divided by the velocity v. Understood? So you have to write here where r is radius of circular path, and velocity is the velocity of electron. So this is the thing. Now let me put the value of T in the equation of current. Therefore this current I will be equal to how much then? There is E divided by T. T is my 2 pi r divided by velocity v. Okay. Now what I do is that this v will go upside, implies this I is equal to, there is E, this v vector divided by 2 pi r. Now I want to tell you one thing, you can always neglect the vector quantity, okay? Since I have already done it here also, so I am putting each and everywhere the vector. So this is my current, okay? Now one more thing is that, okay, or I is also equal to E divided by 2 pi omega vector, okay? So why omega vector? Since V by R is equal to omega, which is called angular frequency. Okay, so in some book they will write omega, in some book they will just write V by R. This we have studied in class 11 in circular motion. Okay, so V by R is my omega, which is angular frequency. Angular frequency means this is moving in a circular fashion, so it is making a 360 degree in a one complete cycle. So it is making an angular angle, so with certain frequency, so that is called angular frequency. Need not to be worried about this. So this equation is my equation number 2. Okay, now I got the and I want to find the area. So A is equal to how much? We know that area is equal to, how much is the area? Area is equal to pi r square. Okay, since the area A is the area of this circle whose area is pi r square. So this is equation number 3. Now I got the value of current and I got the value of area A. Now can we put these values in this equation? Yes. So substituting the values of I and A in equation 1, I get, so this is area vector, I get mu vector is equal to, I is my E V vector divided by 2 pi r. Okay, so this is my I am using this one. Okay, and into area is my pi r square. So this r will cancel with one of the r, and this pi will cancel with this pi, and what do I get? Tell me. It's now very simple. It has become a very simple equation. Now I will get this mu vector is equal to E. This is E, and there is one R. They are divided by 2, and there is velocity vector. Okay, so this is my magnetic moment of revolving electron. What is this? Magnetic moment of revolving electron. So some book will write M, some book will write mu. You should not worry. So we got the value of magnetic moment. Now let me go to the gyromagnetic ratio. Okay, so gyromagnetic, it's very important. Gyro magnetic started training ratio. Gyromagnetic ratio. Now in this equation, okay, this equation is 4. Now in this equation, what I do is, this is my mu equal to ER divided by 2 V vector into M divided by M. Okay, multiplying and dividing by the mass of the electron in right hand side, we get this. Okay, what is this? This is the mass of the electron. So, or you can also write ME, where ME is the mass of electron, write it. Now, or which can be written as, okay, this can be written as this, right? I will write M, I will write V and R divided by 2 is there, and here is E. Okay, E and M. So this is my mu. Okay, so I am not writing this vector now. Okay, just write removing vector. Okay, removing the vector, you can always write, no problem. So now what we can do is, MVR is some quantity which we have studied again in class 11, that MVR, okay, I will write here, is equal to, what is MVR? Is L vector, which is angular momentum. Angular momentum. Okay. Also you know that M into V vector is equal to P vector, which is called linear momentum. Linear momentum. Okay, but here I am considering a angular momentum because this is not moving in a linear motion. It is not moving in a straight line. It is moving in a circular path, making an angle. So that is why it has to be angular momentum, and the formula is mv. If you have mv, that is linear momentum, you multiply with radius, then it will become angular momentum. Or how much is this? Mu is equal to E by 2m is there, and that is my L. Okay. Or what I can do is, I will take this mu here divided by L is equal to E by, so this is E, okay, 2mE. Okay, so this ratio is my gyromagnetic ratio. Which ratio is gyromagnetic ratio? The ratio of magnetic movement and the angular momentum is called gyromagnetic ratio, and it is very important. It is very, very important. Why? Because, okay, you know Lamarck frequency. After that there is something called Lamarck frequency, and that frequency is the frequency at which the electron will absorb energy and they jump. Okay, so this is not in the class 12 anyways. So this is the gyromagnetic ratio. So what is gyromagnetic ratio? It is the ratio between magnetic moment mu and the angular momentum L of revolving electron. So how much is the value? Okay, you have this electron. The charge of electron is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 divided by there is 2 into mass of electron 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31. Okay, this is coulomb and this is kg, 31 kg. Okay, if you solve it, you will get 8.79 into 10 to the power 10. Then this is coulomb and this is kg inverse, that is coulomb per kg, and approximately this value is 8.8 into 10 to the power 10 coulomb per kg. Okay, and now this gyromagnetic value, the gyromagnetic value, this value is only for the electron. Okay, now if there is alpha particle, then I have to take the charge of alpha particle and I have to divide with the mass of alpha particle. Okay, and this is only for the electron. So this is my gyromagnetic ratio. Okay, how do we got? We got it from multiplying and dividing by mass of electron both above and below at right hand side of magnetic moment. Okay, so derivation of magnetic moment is very easy. Take the area. Okay, we know m equals to nia, n equal to 1 for one revolution, one cycle. Then there is I, find the value of I, q by t, find the value of t, then you get I. The area is pi r square, put it, get it. Thank you.